The SEESOX Greek Diaspora project is global, it's huge, and it's very, very encompassing. The Greek diaspora is an ongoing phenomenon. It's not a recent one. In fact, it goes right back into, if you like, prehistory. The Greeks established settlements throughout the Mediterranean in periods before the historical records. Initially, we thought Oxford is a new place for Greeks to settle in, but actually there are records of a coffee house under college that was established for Greek students of theology. I think it was the 18th century. So there have been Greeks in Oxford before now, but the influx of Greeks to this town in the last 3 to 4 years has been remarkable. It's visible and audible.
Oxford has a tradition in Greek studies. The College of St. Anthony, as well as the University of Oxford, has been a very, very natural space for us to continue the study of Greece. At the same time, on the particular topic of diaspora and migration, again, the University of Oxford is very important. Not only in terms of conceptual analysis, but it's also important in the sense that there's a good comparative environment for us.
We created SEESOX in the early 2000s, really at the intersection of two traditions. On one hand, this Oxford University has a lot of Greekness in it. It has the biggest pool of ancient Greek scholars. It has also Byzantine studies. And then it has modern Greek studies and has had scholars in modern Greek studies for a long time. So in a way, SEESOX in the early 2000s was a rebirth and trying to affirm the place of this region, Southeast Europe, in Oxford, and stating we can't just study Greece by itself. It has to be studied and understood in the context of a region.
Diaspora has always been a very important actor in Greece's development, historically. It's not just that it is numerically very strong and spread all around the world, but at the same time, it's been contributing a lot in the development and the progress, or even the backwardness of the country. The mission of our project, if I can call it that way, is about doing solid analytical work on the topic of Greek diaspora and its role in contemporary Greece. We want to produce research as well as activities and conferences. And one of the things that we're actually doing is our first very, very big conference on Greek diaspora. And we've got around 40 speakers. In my opinion, the best of the best in terms of Greek diaspora studies.
Through this conference, we aim to map the state of the art in the field of Greek diaspora studies, but also bring together younger and more established researchers in order to create a network of scholars that would work synergistically to build our knowledge on the Greek diaspora.
The different levels of analysis that we have chosen to engage with in the Diaspora project are the political, the economic, the philanthropic and the social. My part in the research is the political section. I am looking into how the Greek state engages with its diaspora and in specific how political elites and Greek parties have addressed the Greek diaspora.
Every diasporic reality is also a government project. It's a project. It's going to be instrumentalized or utilized or maximized from the point of view of the home country and especially its government. But at the same time, the other way around, there is agency, there is willingness to act on the part of the diaspora members also, or at least there's a spectrum of willingness, a spectrum of attitude that are also irrespective or related to the attitudes from the homeland.
It's important to be able to produce some policy relevant information that could hopefully be useful to various departments in Greece, to diaspora groups, and be a little bit more normative as well. And by normative, I mean what should be done and what can be done in terms of this relationship between diaspora and homeland Greece.
In this particular case, I'm not interested in typologies of diaspora. I'm not interested in how certain individuals identify themselves in terms of diaspora and diasporic consciousness, although this is very important.
One of our main deliverables is a Greek diaspora map, which is actually the digital representation of the Greek communities abroad. We have been given certain data from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which we managed to recategorize. This gave us the ability to see the profile of these communities, like for example if they are religious or cultural, and at the same time see if they have a certain connection with Greece, like for example where the members of these communities come from, if they come from the Peloponnese or if they come from Crete, etc., etc.
My own research within the project primarily focuses on the study of the new Greek emigration, particularly within the context of free movement in the European Union. I'm studying migration decision-making, the socioeconomic trajectories of migrants abroad, feelings of belongingness, the development of transnational ties, flows of remittances, but also the impact of migration on relationships, families, and the future plans of the migrants.
And of course, here in Oxford, we're a bunch of scholars, academics, and we are studying the diaspora as an object of study, although we ourselves are part of it. But we're also really interested and passionate in trying to hear as many voices from Greek groups, Greek individuals, communities from around the world, and we're working with our friends in trying to build, an interactive map where people contribute their voices, and we already have wonderful elements of it, but we really hope that anyone from around the world watching this will want to be part also and take part and send their message to us so that we can boomerang in to the rest of the world. That would be brilliant, so we want to hear from everyone.